Welcome into season 2 of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. I'm Neil McCready. This segment, as always, presented by LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford, right across from Kroger. I say this all the time. Greg knows I mean it. You can go to Kroger, but why would you when you can go right across the street and get a significantly better product, better service, the whole shooting match at LB's, the freshest cuts, beef, pork, chicken, homemade sausages, the stuff. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Seafood. We got seafood.
Yeah, I got seafood. Everything's there. Sometimes I hate to even steer you towards specific things because then I get there and it's all gone and I don't know who to be mad at, Greg or me, but it's all there at LB's. It's fantastic. The football season has arrived. So make sure that you make LB's a big part of your football weekend. We're taping this on Thursday, just hours before the SEC season gets started with Tennessee and Bowling Green later tonight. There's games on Friday, a full slate on Saturday, and, of course, Ole Miss and Louisville wrap up the holiday weekend on Monday night in Atlanta. And we are here to pick the games. We've got Greg Jones of LB's Meat Market, who finished second last year, season 1 of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. And we have the defending champion, Campbell McCready of Zen Studios there in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hello to both of you. Welcome back, and I look forward to another spirited competition.
I'm excited. I'm going to beat Greg again.
I mean, I would not be shocked. I'm just, I'm lost for words from last season, but yeah, new season, new opportunity to lose to Campbell again. So it's all in the works.
It is a new season. You know, I mean, I've learned, all these years of covering football, what coaches say, what's in the past is in the past. You know, the past is over. We don't live in the past. We live in the now. You know, the process is right now. And so if Campbell spends too much time thinking about last year, it catches her. If you spend too much time, Greg, thinking about last year, history repeats itself. It's all about learning from what happened and applying it to now. You can't change what happened in the past, but you can impact the present and the future. I feel like a coach.
That's what we're here for. We're here to impact the future.
All right. Before we get started, Greg, tell the people a little bit about what's going on at LB's and what they can, how they can get in touch with you and all of those things.
Well, always call the store 662-259-2999. We got a truck in today. Got some fresh seafood. Just got done making some sausage and a fresh tray of Wagyu ground beef, cutting some filet mignons and getting ready for Labor Day weekend. Football is back, students are back. So, you can definitely tell there's a buzz in the town, and that's always good whenever there's a good buzz in the town.
I will probably be by and get some sausages, and I've learned to get plenty because Carson just destroys them. They're gone. Yeah, they come off the grill and they disappear. And I don't blame him. They're fantastic. He and I like different sausages though, so that's a good thing. I get the beef ones for him, and then I'll get some of the chicken ones for me. All right, all right, Campbell, first, before we get started, what's going on with you? How's school? How's it different this year than a year ago? I know when we did this a year ago, you were everything was virtual, everything was on lockdown. I know there's still some stuff going on. You got to wear a mask and all that, but how's school different as a junior than it was as a sophomore?
Well, I get to go to class in person for the first time since 2019, so that's been fun. But I do have to wear a mask, and by the time I get to class and have to put the mask on, I'm like pouring sweat because I just walked in the heat. But other than that, it's been good. I love going to class in person. So.
Okay, Arkansas has a home game. Rice at we'll get to it in a minute. 1:00 game. Is there a big crowd expected? Are all the kids going?
We're all going, all my friends. I can't say that I'll stay the whole time in the heat, but I'll stay for like 30 minutes.
Got to get the Instagram photos and then you're out of there. I know how it works.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the games. We'll start with Bowling Green at Tennessee. Bowling Green getting 34 points. So let's see what Campbell learned here, Greg. What does that mean, Campbell? Bowling Green plus 34 at Tennessee. Explain to me what the betting line means from a betting standpoint.
Okay, doesn't that mean that Bowling Green is set to lose by 34 points. So if I were to take the points, that means Bowling Green would lose by less than 34 points.
That is
right?
correct. That is correct. For you,
Hey.
if you take Tennessee to win, Tennessee has to win by more than 34 points.
Okay.
And by the way, I'll go ahead and tell people this for the rules here, because I am the rule maker. If Tennessee wins by 34, no matter who they picked, both Greg and Campbell get a win. I'm a benevolent ruler, and I believe in just giving wins away if it's at all possible. If for some reason a game is canceled because of COVID, both Greg and Campbell get a win. I just believe in handing wins away when things are not their fault. But other than that, this is a hardcore, vicious contest, and let the chips fall where they may. So we will start with the defending champ. Campbell, you've got Bowling Green getting 34 at Tennessee. What say you?
Okay, well, I don't even know what Bowling Green is. I don't know where that is. I don't know anything about them. But
let's test Greg here. Greg, where is Bowling Green?
It's in Ohio, and they're the
color do they wear?
Falcons. It's their mascot.
They are the Falcons. What color is Bowling Green?
They are orange, and they've got a little brown trim and a little white trim. And they've got a nice little weird color. They're kind of like the Cleveland Browns of the college in Ohio, probably.
The Cleveland Browns of the MAC. There you go. The Bowling Green Falcons. This is why this contest is crazy. A year ago, listen to the difference in Campbell one-handedly. So go figure. All right, who you got? You're gonna lay 34 or take the 34 points?
I'm gonna take the 34 points because that sounds like a lot.
It is a lot of points. Greg, she's gonna take Bowling Green and 34 in Knoxville. What do you think?
I would like to, tag along with her because she is the pick guru here, and I'm just still trying to learn. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with Tennessee, or we're going to start off with a head-to-head matchup right out the first get. So I'm going to take Tennessee.
All right, Greg, going to go with Josh Heupel and the Vols and lay 34 points on a Thursday night. We'll see what happens. One of my
sounds like 0-1. That's what it sounds like to me. So.
One of my alma maters, Louisiana Monroe. They opened the Terry Bowden. Oh, God, so ridiculous. They opened the Terry Bowden era at ULM. ULM getting 29.5 at Kentucky against Mark Stoops and the Wildcats, a team that I'm really high on this year. Greg, you're up.
I think I'm going to go with Kentucky. I mean, not to knock on the Warhawks. If this was a skiing competition, I would definitely go with UL Monroe here. But unfortunately, this is a football matchup, and I don't think he's turned it around. I think he's going to need a couple games. So I'm going to lay the points here with Kentucky. Can
you imagine how bad UL Monroe would kick Kentucky's ass in water skiing?
Oh man! It'd be embarrassing.
It'd be so bad. I mean, you wouldn't. No post-game meal from LB's would be able to even soothe the wounds for Kentucky. It would be so bad. But as it is, I might be in agreement with you, Campbell. What about you? You got ULM getting 29.5 at Kentucky.
I'm gonna have to agree and go with Kentucky. I know that our family is pretty bitter that you are not hired at ULM. So
applied for the job, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, you pushed for it on the Twitter. I mean, you had I thought you had a good shot at it. That was just my personal opinion, but my opinion doesn't matter when it comes to coaching hires. So it means
something to me. I'll tell you that.
Just wanted to support you on that, but I'm disappointed that you didn't get the job.
And Campbell, I appreciate the shout out and the family support from you too. This would have been a big weekend for us in Lexington if I were the.
It would have been.
All right. Instead, you'll be in Fayetteville on Saturday afternoon. Campbell, Rice comes to town. Rice getting 19.5 points against the Razorbacks. What do you think? What are you hearing in Arkansas about the Razorbacks this year?
Well, honestly, we don't really do much football talk with my friends, but I'm excited for Saturday. Maybe not because of the game, but just because I get to hang out with my friends and have fun. But obviously, I'll be picking Arkansas for this one. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right, Greg, she's laying 19.5 on her team. What do you think?
Who's the quarterback for Arkansas this year? Is it still Felipe Franks?
You think I know? I don't know.
Sorry, I was just trying to get a little jab.
Did you know, Campbell, that the quarterback for Arkansas this year is from Sardis, Mississippi?
Really?
He is, yes.
Okay,
KJ
well then maybe.
KJ Jefferson played at North Panola.
Okay.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I guess I'll go with her on Larks. She seems real confident in that answer. So I mean, the lady knows what she's talking about when it comes to these picks. So I'm just going to have to ride with her on this and go with Arkansas. Hopefully she gets a really good couple of Instagram pictures in the first quarter. Maybe she makes it past the first quarter, but hopefully the first quarter. So 21-0 Arkansas lead, and we'll be high on the hog.
All right, so both of you going with the Razorbacks in Fayetteville in their opener. Arkansas's got a huge game next week against Texas. That'll be a real interesting game. But we'll see what they do against Rice. All right, a big national game in Atlanta. One of the first half of the Chick-fil-A Kickoff Classic. Ole Miss is in the second half of it. The first half, Alabama versus Miami, the defending national champs, giving 18.5 points to Miami on neutral field. They're going to open the roof so that people don't have to wear masks in the stadiums. What do you think, Greg?
It's hard to bet against Alabama. They just seem like they just reload the gun with all the big bullets. And I think DeAndre King is he at Miami? The quarterback?
Derek King at Miami.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good player, but he's also been hitting up this NIL thing a little bit too much, and maybe been concentrating on his profile, his NIL profile, instead of Alabama defense. So he might get a taste of it this weekend. So I'm gonna go with the Tide. I just think that the Tide's just too good, regardless of how good Miami's quarterback is. But I like the Tide. I think the Tide should roll.
Campbell, what do you think?
I agree. Last year I picked Alabama every time for obvious reasons, and so I'm not gonna stray from that one.
It's a solid strategy. I've been doing it for 10 years on Neil's picks. I just take Alabama and lay the points, and 90% of the time it's a W. And I just leave it at that. They've had one hell of a reign. I'll say that. No one could have foreseen this 15 years ago. God knows I didn't. All right. In our state here in Mississippi, it's Mississippi State opening the season at home against Louisiana Tech. The boys from Ruston are a 23-point underdog. By the way, speaking of boys from Ruston and boys from Mississippi, this time next week, we will pick the first high school game in the history of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor. It'll be Ruston versus Oxford. Gets no bigger than that, Greg.
No, I mean, that's the Super Bowl of all Super Bowls, I would think. I mean, I think that's going to be the determining factor of the national champion in high school this year. I mean, and it's great that our guys from Oxford will take on the Ruston boys, and we'll see if we can't pick a winner in that game.
Yeah, we're going to come up with some sort of a side bet on that one with Oxford and Ruston. It's never happened before. It probably never happen again. So we got to take advantage of that opportunity. I don't think it's going to start a big rivalry here. All right. Louisiana Tech, though, getting 23 points at Mississippi State. Campbell, what do you think?
Well, I have to go with my strategy that worked so well last year, which was picking schools that I toured, which is really only two schools, Louisiana Tech and Auburn. So, I'm going to go with Louisiana Tech. Plus, we have a cousin that goes there now. So.
Oh, the family angle. I love it.
The family angle is coming in too. So now I'm taking advantage of two of my angles that worked. So, that's what
I'm still fuming over the Tulsa family angle where against SMU. Just out of the blue, that broke my heart.
That was the sign last year that it just wasn't meant to be for you, Greg. When SMU was up by 3 or 4 scores and Tulsa came storming back at the end.
No, in the first quarter, it was 21-0 in the first quarter. So I was like, okay, finally I win one. I think it ended up being 24-21 or was the final score. And so I was just like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. All right, you got a chance to have a difference here. Are you going to lay the 23 with Mississippi State?
No, I'm going to go with the La Tech Bulldogs. I like her pick and I like her strategy. I just don't have a family member that went to La Tech, so I'm just going to go with her on that angle.
All right, I think I agree with both of you there. It's a lot of points. Central Michigan giving 14 points at Missouri. This is a 3:00 game on the SEC network. I haven't been giving times, but hey, Google's your friend. You can find the damn times. Central Michigan at Missouri. It's a 14-point line. Greg, I think it's your turn.
Well, I know Campbell knows for sure who Central Michigan's mascot is. So, I mean, like,
I'm not even. Oh, I do know the mascot.
Do you want me to say it or do you want to say it?
It's the Chippewas.
That's correct. The Chippewas. That's a great mascot. I'm a big mascot guy. I like the mascot. So I'm going to go with the Chippewas. Why not go with the what you like as a mascot and colors angle? So I'm going to go with the Chippewas. I like their mascot.
All right. So Greg is going to take the 14 points in Columbia, Missouri. Campbell, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to agree with him. You told me the coach at Missouri is weird. So, that's going to be my reasoning for this one.
Well, great angle. I like it.
It's not a bad angle at all. Eli Drinkwitz is a good coach, but he's a try-hard. Does that make sense? He's one of those guys that tries so hard to be cool that it prevents him from ever even thinking about being cool.
Yeah, I think I know a couple people like that.
Yeah, we all do. I mean, the coolest people are the people who don't care at all about being cool. All right, here we go. Another huge line, an SEC opener, not SEC opener, but an opener for an SEC team. Auburn at home, giving 37.5 points to the Akron Zips. It is the Zips, right? It's the Zips, yeah.
Yes.
Akron getting 37.5, Greg.
Whew, I mean, that's a lot of points. Is Bo Nix still the quarterback at Auburn?
He is. Bo Nix getting the start for the Tigers on Saturday night.
Wow. Is Terry Bowden still with Akron?
He's at ULM.
He's at ULM. Okay,
he took my job. Remember?
Oh man, I cannot believe I forgot that already. And I'm going to go with Auburn. Let's see if why not? Don't they have the new head coach from Boise State, the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, you're right. Brian Harson's Auburn debut Saturday night. He made a lot of headlines this month with the COVID stuff, but he appears to be back at it and his first game on the Plains. All right, Campbell.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to go with Auburn then. I'll lay a lot of points then.
Campbell, Greg's laying 37.5 points. You visited Auburn. I take it you're going to do the same.
Well, I did not like Auburn, so I might have to go with another angle this time. You also told me that Auburn had vaccination issues, whatever that is. I don't really know what that means, but
yeah, they have had a hard time getting to the threshold. So the way it works. If you get to 85% of your program vaccinated, you're not subject to some of the testing protocols that teams were subject to a year ago.
So they have not hit 85%.
I don't think they're close to it. Ole Miss is at 100. I've heard Arkansas is at 100. I think Arkansas was one of the first teams to get to 100. So both of those teams aren't going to be impacted by it. Alabama's at like 98, 99%. Auburn is not there. So it's a storyline to watch with Auburn over the course of the season because the SEC this year has said, hey, we're not rescheduling games. If you can't play because you don't have enough people, it's a forfeit.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. But, yeah, I hated Auburn when I toured. So I'll go with, how do you say it?
Akron.
That's what I'm going to go with for this one.
All right, Campbell's taking 37.5 points on Akron, another scientific pick on her part. All right, one of the maybe the big national game of the week. I don't think there's a maybe to it. Two top 5 teams meeting in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Georgia and Clemson getting together, a game with national ramifications on September the 3rd. Georgia is a 3-point underdog. Campbell, what do you think?
Well, I don't know anything about Georgia or Clemson. My favorite YouTuber went to Georgia.
Oh.
So maybe I'll take that one. So
Who
I
is,
guess
who is your favorite YouTuber and what makes he or she popular?
her name's Danielle. She actually has her own podcast. She just does videos about her life and she makes a ton of money from it. So
Wow.
like got graduated with a degree in like business or something and doesn't even have to use it because she makes like a ton of money a year just for making videos about her life.
I would
So,
argue that means that she is using it. She's probably applying some of those business principles to what
well,
she's.
she started it when she was like in the 6th grade. So, I mean, maybe now she is, but at the time when she became famous, she was not.
So are these like cooking? Are these cooking videos or like?
No,
or
it's just like what she does in a day.
So like she just shows a video of her like sitting on the couch watching TV, being normal.
Well, it's more interesting than that. You'll have to
Oh, okay.
you'll have to go watch it.
I'll have to. I need to come. I need to have a favorite.
It's like the people that do TikTok nowadays.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah, I know. I don't do TikTok.
You don't do TikToks, Greg?
No, I don't do TikToks. I mean, I've been told that I need to start doing stuff with the meat and everything on, but I just I don't have time, and I don't want to. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good on the TikTok.
You set up a joke right there, and I didn't take the bait. It went through my mind, but I left it alone about the meat and TikTok. I just no, we're good.
Yeah, yeah. Must have got TikTok and OnlyFans mixed up. My bad.
Yeah. All right, Campbell, are you?
Well, I'm gonna go with Georgia on this one.
All right. Campbell's taking Georgia and getting 3 points. Greg, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with her. I like Georgia. With Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne graduating to the NFL, and it's I'm not saying that they can't be replaced, but those are two prolific players on the offensive side of the ball. So I think that it might be Georgia's time this year. You never know. I like Georgia here.
Okay. I think you're both wrong, but we'll see. I love Clemson here. I'm not as high on Georgia as a lot of people, but it'll make it for an interesting contest on Saturday night. That's for sure. Florida Atlantic, Lane Kiffin's old team, gets 24.5 points at Florida in the Swamp. Dan Mullen and company getting started with another campaign. I've lost track of whose turn it was. I think, Greg, it's your turn.
Man, I like Lane Kiffin's former team, Florida Atlantic. I think they're a solid program and been left when Kiffin left. I think that it was in good hands, and so I think I'd take the 24 points here.
Campbell?
There's another one. I literally have no idea. So because he took Florida Atlantic, I'll take Florida.
Okay. All right. Campbell's going to lay the 24.5 on the Gators. Greg takes the Owls and 24.5 points. That'll be an evening game that few people will see because it's sandwiched by a couple of high profile games. One of the games that will not steal any thunder from it is Vanderbilt and East Tennessee State. There is no line. Here's where I give my public service announcement for the week. I know you miss football out there. I know you've missed it, but if you catch yourself watching this game, unless it's your son on the field, seek help and change the channel, for God's sake, to anything. You don't want to watch East Tennessee and Vanderbilt. You just don't. A game that
I think we should flash the 800 number down below whenever we start talking about Vanderbilt and East Tennessee State. Like, if you have a gambling problem, seek help.
Yeah. All right. A game that I think you do want to watch, a game that I can't wait to watch. I'm planning to have my LB's grill cooking done in time for this kickoff. This is my goal. LSU and UCLA in Los Angeles. UCLA 1-0. They beat Hawaii last weekend. LSU, this is their season opener. They've had to spend the week in Houston because of the hurricane. LSU, a 3.5 point favorite at UCLA. Campbell, I think you're up.
I'm gonna take the where I've been on a trip angle.
Okay.
And we did go to LA, and I cannot say I liked it. So And we went on to the,
We went on the UCLA campus.
yes, we did. And I have nothing against UCLA. I just hate Los Angeles. So I'm going with LSU.
All right. That's not a terrible strategy. Greg, what do you think?
Does Campbell know what UCLA's mascot is?
No.
Do you know their color?
I'm gonna go with the Bruins.
Their colors are blue and like a yellow color.
Yeah, blue and gold. That's right.
Blue and gold, yeah.
Light blue.
And gold. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bruins. That it's a Bruin is a type of bear. So I'm a bear kind of guy. So I'm gonna go with the Bruins.
You are a bear kind of guy. If someone were to say, "Hey, what's your spirit animal?" Yours would be like a grizzly bear, right?
Well, that's I have a friend. His son calls me Uncle Bear. So
I can see
guess,
that.
I mean, I get it. You know, I'm probably gonna. I've got to get rid of the beard. It's just, you know. I think I'm gonna go all mustache next week. It depends on how the record goes this week. If I do good, I might keep the beard. If I do bad, I'm gonna probably do the mustache.
Have I ever seen you without a beard?
Well, it's funny. The Daily Journal actually did a little article on LBs, and I had shaved my beard off, and I just had the mustache, and I was like, knowing my luck, somebody's gonna want to take a picture of me or something like that, and I literally got the call, or like 2 hours later, like, hey, this is the Tupelo Daily Journal. You know, we'd like to, you know, highlight your business on a thing because we've got a lot of people in Tupelo that come over. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that'd be great. When do you want to do it? She's like, tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, I literally just, I mean, I looked like Mario. I mean, you know, so yeah. But anyway, yeah. So how about this? If I have a losing week starting off, I'll shave the beard and go with the mustache to try to change up my juju.
If you have a losing week and you shave the beard, will you also wear a Mario hat?
Yeah, and I'll say the Mario.
Yeah, awesome. All right, last pick of the week is the game that most of our viewers will be most interested in. That's Ole Miss and Louisville. It's a Monday night game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. You can see it on ESPN, 7 o'clock. We will have the post-game show here at MPW Digital as soon as the game goes final. Let's see, Greg, you are up. Ole Miss is a 9.5-point favorite against the Louisville Cardinals.
Well, you know, I know that the Ole Miss defense was pretty bad last year, and I don't think they can get any worse. They have made some recruits and, you know, some changes. And I think I think maybe Lane Kiffin's playing possum, that, you know, the defense is not as bad as he thinks it is. But I think the offense is just, you know, clicks on all cylinders. I think practicing against a really good offense like that, you know, either makes you, you know, improve and get better as a player. But I see Ole Miss winning by 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. I just think the offense is just too good right now.
All right, Campbell Greg is taking Ole Miss, laying the 9.5. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to agree with him. You said you think Ole Miss can be pretty good this year. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss.
I do. I think Ole Miss can be really good. They got to stay healthy a little bit in some spots. They've got couple of spots, offensive tackle, defensive end, that an injury or two would scare me and change my thought process. But if they can stay healthy in those spots, I think this is a special team. I think Matt Corral is a special quarterback, and I think they're going to be significantly better on defense. They were number 1.
And I've fed the football team twice already this year. So
you have.
They've got some LBs in them. So watch out for them. They might be a sleeper this year.
All right. So here's where we're going to go with this, because I told you to stay with me afterwards. We're just going to do it right here. I'll write it down. I might have to call you in a minute to get the specifics. You made for the football team. It was their snack, by the way. It was unbelievable. It was like so much food. And I was like, this is a snack? And you're like, yeah, this is the snack. And I was like, this is incredible. But they're burning 7,000 calories at a practice. They can eat all the snacks they want. I think it was a pork tenderloin. You'd smoked it. You had basted it with the Hoover sauce and maybe wrapped it in bacon.
Yeah, so what I do is I take a whole pork loin and I trim it up a little bit to where the bacon goes around perfectly. and I put it in the oven for a little bit to where it gets to about 100 degrees to where it kind of cooks it a little bit quicker, and then I smoke it for an hour so it doesn't dry out, so the pork stays real good and moist. So what I do is I take our LB's house seasoning, and then just wrap it in bacon and sprinkle it, and then after it's cooked in the oven, when I put it on the smoker, I drizzle the Hoover sauce on top of it, so the Hoover sauce gets smoked in the loin, and just slice and eat. And it was pretty good, really good.
You smoke it till it's an internal temperature of what?
I usually do 150, 155, give or take. I mean, you can eat really good pork, medium to, but, I just try not to overcook it, because whenever I cook it and slice it and put it in the pan, it's going to continue to cook in the pan. So I just don't want it to be 170 to, 175. So that's what I try to shoot for, is the 150 to 155 range.
Yeah. Campbell, I know pork's not your favorite thing. You would have tasted this and said, oh, wait a minute. I mean, it was fantastic. It was so good. It was, so you can get all of that stuff at LB's. You can get the Hoover sauce, you can get the LB's house seasoning, and obviously you can get the pork, and Greg will even trim it up for you the way that you want it trimmed up. That's what makes LB so special. You can go in, they've got stuff pre-cut, but if you want something that's cut specifically for you, almost all the time, Greg and the people at LB's will get that done for you. And don't forget, when you come in, over on the left side, he's got a frozen section. Grab stuff out of the frozen section. If you aren't in a giant hurry, grab it out of the frozen section. Tell Greg that you heard about LB's on MPW Digital, rebelgrove.com, on the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, and it's $2 off.
You get all the stuff in the freezer is $2 off, and then I've been starting to do a special with everybody that listens to podcasts. We do a 16-ounce prime strip and a pack of sausage for $20. So just tell them you want the Butcher versus Spin Instructor special, and we'll get you taken care of on that.
Sounds fantastic. All right, guys, girls, enjoy your weekend. Hope you have a great one. I'm so glad, Campbell, that you get to go to a football game and sit in the student section like a student. And I hope you do get to go and have a great time. Good luck to the Razorbacks. Good luck to the Rebels. Good luck to everybody out there. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back with you next week for another edition of The Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, presented by LB's Market. Happy Labor Day. Talk to you soon.